Hey, what is going on, Guardians? Nem here with Planet Destiny. So now that Faction Rallies has been out for a few days, I have a few things I want to talk about and give feedback on how this event could be improved in the future. This time around, Faction Rallies introduced a new renown system, which ultimately, the goal for this was to net you more tokens at the cost of health regen, damage output, and a higher damage intake. By completing public events, killing high value targets, and completing patrols, you get renown. Now this renown is stackable up to 5 times. Once you have a stack of 5 times renown, you can go to your nearest lost sector, complete it, and get a stack of 10 tokens. Now this clearly is a direct change based on feedback and what us Guardians did for previous faction rallies, which was to farm lost sectors. Now, when you're running with a fire team of 2 or 3, the faction rally grind is a non-issue, as you'll be able to quickly breeze through public events, patrols, etc. to get your renown up and then quickly take care of the lost sector. The issue here is for the solo player. The renown debuff is just way too harsh and quickly makes lost sectors a chore to complete. Not only to lost sectors, but really anything around you. See, once you have renown, you can't fast travel anywhere because doing so will lose your renown. So you have to travel by foot or sparrow to your nearest lost sector, pretty much fearing anything and everything around you. Of course, there are ways to combat this, such as Devour Voidlocks, Crimson, the Wormhusk Crown for Hunters, and then the Crest of Alpha Lupi. But ultimately, the time it takes to complete these public events and stuff alone to then crawl your way through a lost sector dungeon to claim your tokens is so much more of a drag, and the tokens ultimately seem to trickle in instead of pouring in. See, this time around, if you're not aware, it requires you to reach rank 50 to get some of the more coveted items, the catalysts. These catalysts can provide a significant boost to exotics, and to do so you need to reach rank 50, which you approximately need about 1,000 faction tokens, and as a solo player this seems like a far dream. But of course the debate then arises of will there's going to be more rallies in the future, or not everyone is going to get everything, but that is a whole different discussion for another time. So what is a solo player supposed to do when the renown system is holding you back? Well, that's easy. Go do strikes or crucible, right? No, wrong. The strikes and crucibles seem to be forgotten in the overall reward system for the faction rallies. While strikes gives you 7 tokens, crucible awards you 5 for winning and 2 for losing, and that is just nowhere near enough for the people who are running by themselves and don't want to deal with the renown system. This needs to be addressed for future faction rallies. Now let's be clear here. I'm not calling for a nerf to the renown system. I thought it was pretty fun and it was easy to run through with friends. I managed to hit rank 50 in about 3 days and a half, and that was simply just 3-hour sessions with me and friends. I actually had a really good cycle going on with Briar Rabbit on Titan. We would hit a public event, we would do a patrol. Now of course, if you're wearing full faction armor, you do get a boost. You get an extra renown point for whatever event. So normally, if you do a heroic public event, you get 3 renown points, but if you're wearing the full armor, you'll get 4. And you get 1 for a regular patrol, you'll get 2 if you're wearing, again, the full faction armor. Now, we kept this cycle going of doing the public events, doing a patrol, going to the lost sector, and by the time that we were done with that lost sector, another public event would already be waiting at the horizon. So we just kept that cycle going, and in a matter of a couple of hours, we had already accumulated like around 300 tokens in that session. Strikes and Crucible need to be considered as an alternative from patrols to get experience for your faction, because honestly, with the current way it's set up, players who have a very limited amount of time to play won't even be able to hit rank 50 by themselves, and in turn miss out on some of these catalysts or ornaments simply because the renown system is working against them. Now, one way I can see a possible fix for this would be bounties. Now, we know that bounties are coming in July 17th, but we don't know how many vendors will have bounties tied to them. For future faction events, I would love to see each faction have a set of daily bounties that award a hefty amount of tokens to help the solo players who are hindered by the increased difficulty that the renown system introduced. because missing out on the rank 50 Catalyst reward is a pretty big bummer, especially if they have a noticeable impact on the weapon that they're tied to. So hopefully Bungie takes advantage of their bounties and helps players get the rewards that they want to grind for, because we do have a very limited number of faction rallies. So we have so far 3 of them for this season. Now I'm hoping that Bungie would add another one just to kind of like alleviate, you know, the fact that this one was a little bit difficult for the solo player, but we're going to have to wait and see. But that's going to be it for me today, Guardians. Please let us know in the comment section below your thoughts on the current system, whether you like it or not, and what you would like to see different. With that being said, thank you so much for watching. My name was Nem, and if you guys enjoyed the video, please do us a favor and hit the like button and hit the little bell as well to keep notifications turned on for whenever the Planet Destiny videos goes live. It really helps us out, guys. But with that being said, thank you so much, and we'll see you on the next Planet Destiny video.